Well, hello and welcome to day 48. So how did that go yesterday? Were you able to keep the tallies and keep the check marks so that you saw how many times you said, yeah, but now that you're aware, you know what the limiting beliefs are, you know the script that you're sharing, right? You've written it out. Now you've been able to realize you have the ability to shift it and change it. And now you've been able to sort of realize when it's starting to show up, and you have that gateway word that's entering, or that allows you to enter the limiting belief. Today, we're going to share 3 words with you that stops the limiting belief in its tracks. You ready? Here it is. Motion beats meditation. Here's what I mean by this. There's a lot of people out there that will talk about limiting beliefs. That's not unique. There's a lot of people that will help you understand where they're coming from and how to identify them. Remember, we went back and thought about, where the limiting belief come from? What did I decide about myself? There's a lot of people that can teach you that process. But I've also seen a lot of people that say, here's all you have to do with the limiting belief. Once you've identified it and figured out where it kind of came from and what you decided about yourself, all you have to do is come up with some sort of positive, meditative affirmation statement, and you're going to turn it in its tracks. I'm going to call BS for this reason. If my limiting belief is I'm not good enough, and I all of a sudden start to say, I am good enough. Feels good. It's a great step in the right direction, but it's words. See, words are nothing more than words. You've already had words negatively affect you. Words alone are not going to move you, or they're going to move you in a positive direction, but they're not going to change you. We've talked a lot about words. We've talked about language with time and words in general. They are very, very important. But if all you do is sit there and say words or think words, it's not going to make the change that you want it to make. It's not going to overcome the limiting belief simply by having an affirmation statement. Over time, affirmations can work and can make a difference for you. But remember, we've even talked about what's better than affirmations is questions. Instead of saying, I am good enough, you could ask the question, how am I going to be better today? You remember that? We talked about that a few weeks ago. How am I going to be better today? Not just I'm good enough or I am getting better, but how am I going to be better today? How am I going to be good today? How am I going to be good right now? Motion beats meditation. It can't just be words and phrases and affirmations. It has to be action. Action is the only thing that's going to eradicate the limiting belief. So here is the result that I want you to achieve for today. I want you to take your main limiting belief, and I want you to take action today to take one step, right? We do this a lot. We take one tiny step at a time because that's the only way we achieve our goal, right? What's the Chinese proverb? A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, right? That's all we're doing. So I want you to take your main limiting belief, and I want you to take one single course of action today to correct it. Here's an example. Let's say you want to create one single result that you must achieve each day in order to attack this limitation. Well, I want you to do it the first opportunity you have in the day. Here's an example for me with gratitude. You know I'm really big on gratitude, right? So if I want to be more thankful in my life, and I go, you know what, if I've had a limiting belief that things are hard and nothing's ever good enough, and I go, wait a second, I've got that limiting belief and things aren't very good for me because I'm telling everybody they aren't very good. And wow, where did that come from? Oh, I remember one time when I was a kid and this thing happened and I just decided that things suck, whatever. And now I go, oh my gosh, I've got the mental ability to overcome that. So what am I going to do today? The first moment I can, this is actually what I did to become more thankful. When I wake up, one foot hits the floor and I say thank. And the other foot hits the floor and I say you. And I start the day with active gratitude. Why? Because that's a step in a positive direction that can overcome a limiting belief that could change my entire life. Now, yes, thank you is words, right? But there was a physical act. And as I walk around my bed, I start to look around and go, man, I'm really thankful I had a good sleep. I'm really thankful for this bed. I'm really thankful for my spouse. Man, I'm so excited for the day. And all of a sudden I feel awesome because I took action and did gratitude first thing because I was an ungrateful person and that was a limitation for me. So I had to do something to overcome it. You need to create a habit of advancing. Create a habit of advancement. Meaning, do something every day to attack the limiting belief. If the limiting belief is, it's hard to make money, great. You know where it came from, you figured it out, okay, awesome. Don't just say, it's easy to make money, because you may not believe it yet. So instead ask the question, how can I make one extra penny today? What can I do right now to make one extra dollar? And then do it immediately. Over time, you will overcome these limiting beliefs by proving that you're creating positive results consistently day after day and creating a habit of advancement as opposed to just sitting back and letting the limiting beliefs sort of run your life. Does that make sense? So today, I want you to take one single action. Not just a word, not just an idea, but an actual, really physical thing that you do, an action, because motion beats meditation, and you need to create a habit of advancement and of advancing. So do one single thing that eradicates the limiting belief. Take an action that proves that the limiting belief is not real and that you're creating a real, actual, positive result. Okay? Do it. I'm telling you, do this work, and you'll start to chip away these limiting beliefs little by little. Just by creating an affirmation and saying it 1 or 2 times is not going to fix it. But by creating a habit of advancement, it will eradicate it little by little, chip away at it over time so that it no longer has an impact on you and you have the exact opposite happening in your life instead of all the negative stuff that was happening for you. Okay? Is this cool? Is this awesome? Do the work. It's going to make a difference. We will see you tomorrow.